Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tabletopped. I'm your host, Nick, and today we're doing a mailbag. We have two things that we have been given by our community and other TTRPG creators to talk about, so we're going to get to that. But first, why don't we introduce the amazing panel that we have assembled today? As I said, I'm Nick, your host, and what should I say? I'm giving ratings today, so I'm giving the salad dressing that I've learned how to make, I'm giving it 5 stars.
What? Are we just rating random things?
Random stuff.
Jesus. Hey, it's your boy Rio, and I fell down in the snow yesterday. 1 out of 5 stars. Would not do again.
Bummer.
Normally, Franco goes here.
I'm having the hardest time coming up with something to rate.
So I'm Shade, and I'm going to give that awkward silence a 10 out of 10.
Now I have to leave it in.
Hey, this is Franco. I'm going to give this podcast 5 stars. 5 stars.
Good job, Franco.
I'll never tell.
Oh my God. All right. It's good to see you all. I'm glad that we're here together. Like I said at the top, we were given 2 things from the community to kind of talk about and in some ways review. So why don't we start with the actual review? So this is a module created by Vahid Qualls. He was recently on the podcast. You also may have seen some videos going around of me on his podcast. He is really obsessed with the idea of bringing new people into the GM's chair. He thinks that there's a lack of GMs, and mostly it comes from people not having a feeling of confidence to run something. So in order to address this, he has created, along with some other artistic cohorts, the Captives of Dolagan, which is a pretty simple 1st through 3rd level adventure for D&D 2014 and 2024. We have all read the pre-public version, essentially, and we're going to kind of talk through this here. But if you're interested in learning more, if you type in Dice Legends into Google, that's
with
Legends with a Z, you can probably find these folks and also find the Captives of Dolagan. So we're going to jump in. And like I said, we've all already read this, so we're just going to start in at what we thought. So Rio, do you want to start us off, or what do you think?
Yeah, the introduction was really good. It set up a lot of neat stuff, I thought. A very standard D&D adventure. Orcs, goblins, and farmers. Oh my. Couple of neat introductions. One thing I really liked is it set up a time clock. So there's a good tracker for the adventure to follow through. I guess it's 4 chapters, but it's supposed to be ran in 4 sessions.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that I understood that this is going to be played 1 night, 2 night, 3 night, the 4th night.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like that. There's even notes in the actual module that's like, this is like expected where a session would end, essentially, and there's 4 of those, so I would assume 4 sessions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, necessarily going to be the case.
Totally.
But,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like there was a time tracker. I like that because one of the things that I've always had a problem with, and problems in quotation marks, not a true problem, but like when you're trying to run an adventure and the PCs are like, no, let's just long rest and go back to full health and full abilities and then do the next thing.
Yeah.
I think it was really good to go, okay, you can take a long rest, but that's going to take 1/3 of the chunk of your total time gone.
I do like that the clock is here. I feel like it's not my preferred way of doing clocks. Like obviously like clocks have been around in D&D since it was invented. Like the random encounter die roll is basically a ticking clock. Just like the longer you spend here, the worse everything's going to get. So you better hurry up. But I think there's a lot more, creative and clever ways to do that. As far as ticking down to something going wrong. And we've talked about this type of stuff all the time with, like,
Absolutely.
factions or disasters advancing in the background, just like having clocks running and running and running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I'll also say just at the top here, because I realized that I didn't give this overview, and you may be like, a clock to what? The basic idea of the module is that there are sort of these orc enslavers, I guess, that come into this village and take away a group of farmers that the players actually know in some way, and so you
and
start
help build.
You
So,
build
like,
them at the beginning.
that is one of my favorite things about this for sure. I love the idea of getting your players invested inside of the campaign and building out what's going on. I was having a great chat with a friend of the pod, Greg, last night about one of the campaigns that we're ongoing, and I love kind of having that back and forth and building a world together with people. And this gives you that opportunity. And you don't tell the players, hey, yeah, let's build out these NPCs, and your characters are attached to them. Tell me how they're attached, and you don't tell them right away that, okay, well,
they're gone.
They're being kidnapped by some people, and these orcs want to take them for reasons unknown, but they are kidnapping them. You do know, as the DM, that they are going to be taking them to a fighting pit. They're going to use them essentially as gladiators, where they'll probably die. But that's not necessarily clear to the players.
Sure.
I think for this, I would love some random tables just in case the players can't come up with anything.
Oh, of course.
Like I do get why they would want to make it up on their own, but like a random table of just like, how do they know the farmer is, can be very helpful for players and for GMs too. Because if like a player is like, I don't know what to do, and then you're a first time GM and you're like, I don't know what to do, then you're, I don't know, you're kind of stuck.
It just takes a little bit longer. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something to Shay just to get it out of my head. I don't think they're looking for gladiators. I think they're looking for fodder.
The things.
Yeah,
because obviously, if you wanted a gladiator, you wouldn't go for farmers. I don't think they're looking for a fight. I think they're just wanting to kill people in a ring. And these are more like wild animals to fight for their orcs.
And then you make it if you're a farmer and you make it in a fighting pit, then like you're a gladiator.
I'm using a word very, very broadly here. It does indicate something to the effect of being in the fighting pit will most likely be deadly for them. It doesn't say like certainly deadly. It says, yeah, I mean, they could survive.
There's an amazing clip of Tom Hanks on Inside the Actors Studio for anybody old enough to have remembered that show.
Our core audience.
Yeah, our core audience. And then he has this thing where he's like, the thing about being an actor is if you ever act even once in your life, you can be you're an actor until you die, and you should be able to claim that. And now I'm just like cut to the fantasy equivalent of Tom Hanks being like, if you win one fight in the gladiator pits, you're a gladiator. You should claim that till you die. I can't wait for
put that in the direct-to-TV movie.
But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that the time clock we're referring to is basically until the captives are moved to those fighting pits. And so at the top, the GM knows what this is counting down to, and there's 19 sort of notches. I guess 18 specifically because you start at 1. But there are 18 like ticks that you can do before the timer gets in, and when they arrive at the pens, they have been moved. So just putting a little context out there. But Rio, back to you.
And again, it's a good indicator because again, this whole thing is written for a novice DM coming fresh into it. But this is a good way to show, hey, if the PCs fail to get there, the game's not over. We're just moving to another location, and now it's going to be a little bit harder to save them. The stakes are going to be a little bit higher than if you had succeeded earlier. But the game continues forward. The farmers can still be saved. It's not. The failure is not an end. The failure is more story.
Yeah, there's more stuff
which is a great way of writing sort of an open-ended ending to a module.
Totally.
Is have a next module ready to go if they fail.
One thing I just kind of to pair off of that, Rio, too, is that like there's a lot of sort of there's a lot in this module, which I'm sure we'll kind of talk about both sides of this. There's a lot of content in here. Like there's a lot of different rooms, a lot of different encounters, a lot of fights. And one thing that I've really appreciated too, kind of going to what Rio was talking about of like, hey, GM, this is something that is a good way to think about this being kind of written in, is that at the end of each fight sort of block, there's a thing that says, hey, these creatures tend to act this way. Yeah. So like, for example, there's one part where there are these sort of like goblin minions and then like a orc crossbowman. And it's like the goblin minions throw their spears and then they run at the players to try to get into close combat. The orc guy stays behind the rock and shoots at them until they get so close that he tries to run away or whatever it was. And that is like a great way to look at combat, especially as an early GM, because the sort of impulse can be, I'm going to have these things fight in a way where they walk up to whoever is closest and they fight with them until they die, which is actually not great combat maneuvering. It's like kind of something that a lot of GMs have to grow out of. And this in the module kind of gives you a little bit of a sense of how to move past that, which I thought was good.
And while we're talking about encounters and how the creatures are behaving, I just want to get ahead of this module and go, you don't have to have the goblins swinging poo sticks. It could be honey and bug guts, and that's fine. Intelligent creatures don't play with poo. And also, it's poo.
I'm actually going to counter you on that.
What about monkeys?
Intelligent is a really interesting word to use there, because I would say all humans are quote unquote intelligent, and there are plenty of humans, adults, who have utilized poop in various funny, not really.
No,
Rio,
no,
they're called artists. Okay.
Yes.
No, poop is.
I don't want to talk about this
anymore. No, I don't either. But it's obviously it's a red light for us, for most of us here in the podcast. But some goblins had poo on a stick and are chasing each other around. That's what's happening.
There's also a trap somewhere in there.
It's a moment of levity and humor. But obviously, for those who maybe don't know, don't play with poop, folks. Not good for you.
So there's also again, honey and bug guts. You still get tagged. It's still sticky and icky, but it's not poop.
Yeah,
there, I gave you a substitute item. You're welcome.
There's also a trap later on that if the player characters drink out of a certain type of water, they basically get dysentery. So like, and you know what? I could see it run in it for a certain crowd. Very funny, very fun for them. I like you said though, Shade. I think that in general we can, and what Rio was bringing up in general, if that's not something your table would enjoy, bug guts or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I will also say is that this is a very straightforward module. It's basically you start at one end and you progress in a pretty linear way and you get to the end. I think for a new GM who is worried about sort of the idea of maintaining a super open, like lots of variables, like something like Franco, when we did Hunting of the Boar, there's a lot of stuff happening and a lot of things to keep track of if you wanted to. This is much simpler. It's much more like there's this one thing happening, you're kind of walking through it, and the players are dealing directly with this and not really anything else, which I could see for a new GM being nice, even though it does, to Rio's point, sort of give a lot of open-ended ways to continue a campaign if the players decided that this was a table that they wanted to continue with.
I don't know if I agree with any of what you just said.
Okay, hit me with it.
I don't think that a linear adventure like that is necessarily simpler to run than something that is a little bit more open, like the one that we wrote. And I think it's like I don't think there's actually that many things to keep track of in Last Hunting of the Boar, which I know it's like weird to sort of like compare it to something that we wrote.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying like there's a lot of modules that I've run where it is, quite open-ended. There's no sort of like railroading or like linear quality to it, and that it's very like, okay, this is easy to manage because I'm just going from one place to another place. What does that place say? It says this. It just doesn't matter like what the players choose or whatever. I think adventures can be written very simply and still be very open and allow for a lot of player choice and agency without having to like put everything one after another.
Yeah. Well, let's actually get into this because I want to talk a little bit about this before we give it a sort of wrap up and move on to our next thing from our community. But the other thing I would say about this, to your point, Franco, is that, and to my point earlier when I said that there's a lot in this, there is a lot of encounters, and especially with the timer, it might feel a little hard to make everything work, especially if the table is new as well as the GM. I've been playing with a table, we talked about it recently, that has a little bit of analysis paralysis, and like I don't know what to do because I'm not super versed with this game. If everybody at the table is new, I could see them running into a couple of trouble points with some of the interactions within this. A lot of it is combat heavy, and there's not a lot of time to re-up a lot of resources, so it's a pretty lethal if you just ran it straight. Like Shade, you were talking to me before this started, where it's just sort of like this first encounter mathematically can basically kill everybody.
Yes, and I mean that. So it is worth noting that we talk a lot about how modern D&D does not have a lot of lethality. We maybe generalize that, or at least I do. I generalize that a little bit too much because the early levels you are super squishy. I think I agree with you, Nick. There's some really good tactic stuff here, and something I really do want to praise is the first, when I started reading, I was like, okay, so it is like all modern D&D releases being released for 5e or 5.5 or 2014 or 2024, however you want to phrase that. But the first thing I went was, oh, wait a second, but orcs and goblins aren't really monster stat blocks in 2024 anymore. And there are some key differences in 2024 stat blocks versus 2020 or 2014 stat blocks. And I thought, well, gosh, what am I going to do about that as I kind of think about this? And the very next sentence answered it for me and went, yeah, and we've provided all the monster stat blocks at the end.
Yeah.
That is exactly the kind of thing that an early DM needs, and the stat blocks are very detailed.
And it includes maps and stuff too. There's basically everything
absolutely.
to run the book is in the book, which is something else we can talk about. But keep going.
100%. But for that first combat, any combat in early D&D levels can be turned deadly very quickly. It does not take very much to roll bad for your deck saves and whatnot, or for the GM to roll very good.
Also, this is something that I want to just bring up really quickly because I think I have suffered from this recently, is that if you are a GM or a player that wants to GM and you've been playing in a mid to long-term campaign and you're level 5 to 15, your idea of like how an encounter runs is so dramatically different than levels 1 through 3. Like I was thinking about it at our table the other day, Shade, where I was rolling ass the entire night, and I was like, I can't get over a 12.
You all more or less begged me at the table, but we're only level 1 like a few times, and I was like, guys, it's gonna be fine.
It's fine. I'm just saying, just from you can always run away.
Can. And in fact, this book talks about this. This book does talk about how you should encourage your players to find alternative. They should be sneaking. They should be, they can run away.
I think there's like a couple of encounters that don't seem avoidable. I think. Yeah,
there are definitely unavoidable.
I think there's like a lot of like when you're sort of, I think like highlighting how dangerous a situation is, like. Perhaps from the outset, like having, perhaps on average, if you have a party of 4, the first encounter it's recommending you would have 4 goblins and 2 orcs.
One orc.
Or 1 orc, yeah. In that scenario, if you had 4 PCs.
That's a lot.
I think if you like embody a person and you're you and 3 of your friends, and you're facing off against these like 4 little weird unpredictable guys with weapons, and then this really big guy with a crossbow, and you're just like, oh, this seems dangerous. We should
Also
figure
a
out some other way.
A fire that's
Yeah, and
occurring
there's a
there as
fire
well.
going on.
Yeah.
And I think the difference between that, right? Because like that's not what you're expecting, right? You're not like going into a game and you're like, oh, it's like me and I'm fighting an orc or whatever. You're going into a situation, you're like, okay, this is a video game and I'm gonna whap this one, whack this guy, whack this guy. And that's like not what's happening at 1st through 3rd level D&D.
Yeah,
I mean, that's...
And sorry, Shade, I just want to kind of add on to this too. Like if you look at the stat blocks, like the goblin minions, like the base level minion character has 7 hit points.
Yeah.
That if you are rolling mid to low level, like you're not rolling so hot at the table, like that's at least 2 turns to kill if it's 1v1 kind of thing. Yeah. And the way it's set up is it's actually 1v1.1 1.25 because there's an extra guy too.
Yeah.
So
and
like
if they
that,
hit, they're gonna hit for 3 no matter what.
Exactly. And so like all of these things, like the action economy could bring in the first encounter down could bring 2 people down and then you revive them. But if it takes 4 hours for them to come back from consciousness, that's 4 ticks on the timer. And then it kind of almost becomes impossible to get to the hostages in time.
That's just the first combat encounter.
Yeah. And I will say that gets to, I think the timer aspect is fantastic. If I were to change one thing for this book, it would truly be to space out each of the chapters by it takes a day to get between these points.
Yeah, we were talking about the shade too. That
increase the timer.
Yeah, exactly. Like there is a way to run this that I think that it's not. I may have missed it if it said this way, but it does kind of feel like it's balanced better if in between each session everyone gets all their hit points back, everyone gets all their spell slots back, everyone gets everything back. Because that way you're basically doing 2 to 2.5 combat encounters per session in this module. And if you were to just sort of run through them, you would get to session 2 and be unable to continue combat.
Yeah, and I mean that would just be a really weird thing to do because that's not how you play D&D. You know what I mean?
I mean, it could be at an early level. Like I understand a sense of like this is just easier to track. We're not doing some of this other stuff. One other thing I would mention that I think I would include is. Oh, sorry, Franco. What were you saying?
Sorry, I just like if we're talking about this as a teaching module, right? Like that doesn't teach you the way that the game plays, right?
Sure,
like it doesn't. Yeah.
The what I was going to say too is that I would really love, there's specific moments where it's like, if the passive perception of your group hits a 14 or something, then do this. I think that maybe at the beginning of the module, it should say like, the first thing you should do is collect this information from your players so that you have a notepad with some of this stuff.
Their passives.
Because like, think about our group, like it was quite far into our tenure together where I was like, wait, passive perception is what? So like I do think that that's just something that the book could probably direct the new GM
real quick
towards collecting.
Before we get too far away from what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I do also want to say if you're a new DM and you're running this module, you could also just give all the goblins 1 HP.
Yeah.
Yes.
And really use the minion homebrew rule. That way it's like if they get hit, they're down. And that'll speed it up and I think really like give the PC's staying power for all the combat encounters that are planned.
Yeah.
My solution to 5e combat recently when I was running my 5e game that is currently on hiatus because I don't want to run 5e anymore.
You don't have to. There's D&D 2024.
Oh yeah, you're so right.
It's back.
If I just have everybody's HP and then double their damage output. And then the fights end real quick, one way or the other.
Yeah.
So
and then the other thing too, though, and maybe this is a typo because the leader orc has a challenge rating of 1.5, and that must be a typo in this pre-publication version. But it's a very powerful NPC a very powerful monster right at the end.
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason where like the attrition is really intense, and then you expect this like encounter at the end to face off against this boss who is like very formidable.
They are level
formidable.
3 by that point, by the time they face him.
Yeah.
But it is, I agree, it is a formidable enemy.
And so this is something, because I haven't run 5e and maybe haven't run 5e correctly, I should say, in a little while.
There's no correct.
I thought you were current campaign.
Hey, I said correctly, not that I haven't run it at all.
Nick, Nick, the number one rule of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition part 2 is DM fiat. That's like
right.
one of the rules is just like,
so I'm a god.
Or whatever.
Then I did it right.
Yeah, of course you did it right. You know how to play D&D.
Yeah, exactly. But I was going to ask that when you level up, does that actually restore hit points?
No, it does not.
Okay. So I was thinking like maybe that's the way that the resources were getting.
That's a Pokemon rule, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it is a video game rule, and I will say, and again, I think that the book presents a classic D&D scenario. I really love the building of these NPCs, and my big advice is give them rest in between. It does give you some healing offset. It's temporary HP from orc grog, like an alcohol that's available at the end of the first session, and then midway on the second session they do find 6 healing potions. But by that point, there's enough attrition, I think, that your characters are going to be probably hurting a little bit. So adding a little bit more time, softening the timer a bit, and allowing for those rests a little bit more would benefit the novice GM, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that the big thing, because I hadn't really considered it, because I was like, wow, these combat encounters are pretty deadly, but I make mine deadly too. Let's take a look at this. But then I was like, oh, the unintended consequence that I realize now is that if one person goes down and it takes 3 hours for them to become reconstituted, essentially, let's say they roll really well and on average they do the other side of the average of a d4, which is a 2. That's still 2 hours. That's still 2 pips on the timer. You only can do that a couple times before it's like, oh shit, we're kind of fucked. Especially if you're in front of those orc grog or healing potions, because then if you don't know that they're later on, then you can't just keep pushing through to find those and then re-up somebody. So it kind of makes it be like, you better have a paladin or a healer or something with lay on hands that we can just pop people back up. But again, if that is in a note at the front, I think that that's totally fine and doable. But otherwise, like you said, you kind of have to soften that timer, because it could get away from you very quickly.
So I will say, I mean, I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts. I think we've pretty well covered this. I think that it could be a lot of fun. I would still recommend for those who are brand new to the series or to D&D, you can check this out. We'll put a link of the Kickstarter in the
I believe so. We'll throw in the
campaign, and then but I would still make sure that you prepare by reading the basic player handbook. Make sure that that's still on your agenda. This is going to provide you with a lot of other great resources, but there are some things, and don't be afraid to make things your own.
Yes,
in any D&D you run.
I think that that's a great point, because like we said, there's a lot of stuff in here. Like there are caverns that have a lot of caves that kind of pop off of the main route with little encounters in them. I think, like Franco was saying earlier, like if you wanted to even turn some of these into like random encounter tables or tables that of like what people find within a cavern in other games, you can do that, I think, pretty easily. This has a lot of stuff in there to cannibalize, so like you're not going to just play this through once and then not be able to use what's in the book again. Like you were talking about, Shade, I do like that all the stat blocks are in here. I hate going to 5 different websites to find stat blocks and then drag them into like a Google document that I'm running it out of. So I think that this is nice in that way. Has a lot of art in here, which is always great.
The art's really nice.
Really. Yeah.
It's all done by one of the artists.
There are a couple of artists. There were a couple of artists. Midgar, which you can follow on Instagram at crow.tooth. Love the name. There's also Francis Lim and Lay Ender. Apologies for any mispronunciations there. But great work across the board with the arts, the general layout of this book, and providing GMs with a really classic tale and a very challenging adventure, I would say.
Does WotC not put stat blocks?
They do.
In there?
They do.
Okay.
It's yeah. I mean, and this is something I will say. This book adheres to the pretty standard WotC layout. But for my money, as a fan of modern D&D, I like that layout. It does some great things that are very helpful for GMs, and I think that this does go to Rio's point earlier, above and beyond on that, to say, hey, here are some scenarios, and also here's some failing forward, which WotC doesn't do a lot of.
Yeah, WotC wants you to fail and stop playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. It's like, what do you mean they rolled bad?
WotC is the Dark Souls of Wizards of the Coast.
Why didn't you just fudge the roll? What are you talking about? Or like, just lower the DC as soon as they roll it, and that way the thing will work actually.
Oh, you actually had advantage on that? Oh, and also the lucky, we don't need to reenact our tables, guys.
Yeah. Final thing that I would say that I like for this is that it has a little purpose of this scene box at the end of each of the different encounters you might be in. And I think that that's nice for a new GM to just sort of get a sense of like, okay, because especially like
it's purpose like for like the event, like this is what it's for you as the GM to understand the purpose of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that that's good, especially when you have a game or a module like this where there is information that they are uncovering. It can be a bad habit to break of withholding information. And if you see in the little note, like the purpose of this encounter is that this information gets out, you know what I mean? Then that can help reset a new GM's mindset. All of this to say is that we gave it a read. You should definitely go check out, see if you're interested in this module, back it if you're interested in it. And we would be interested to hear what other people's thoughts are. But we are moving on to talk about another thing, unless anyone has any final thoughts.
One last thing. There's a hag in here. I love a good hag.
Oh yeah. Skip the hag.
Well, I will just say the hag I do think should be optional. This is a very dangerous creature, and it is outlined that this is a dangerous creature. But it also outlines that it could be a really fun role-playing element. This is one of the things that I think encourages future hooks.
Yes.
So if you're looking for something to kind of cement okay, this is a down the line big bad, that hag is there.
Mm-hmm. If you're level 2 encountering this hag, there's some pretty steep consequences for if your table is new as well, and they're like, oh, an old witch, okay, let's beat her up and throw her in a cauldron, and then it's a freaking green hag that's gonna rip you guys
Why are you always
apart.
trying to eat witches?
I don't know, man. Why? They're not even that tasty.
I mean, sandwiches are really good.
Yeah, that's
like probably the best
that must
witch.
Be where it's, yeah. You must be equating witches with sandwiches. Yeah, stop doing that, Nick. That's not good.
You know what? I am going to stop doing it. I'm going to move us away to another question from our Discord community. Shouts out to Shadowmane's Jason throwing this at us, which was what IP, any media, so it doesn't have to be game-based media, would you like to see as a TTRPG? We were kind of talking in the Discord about different things that we might be interested in and seeing, and this question kind of came up. So I will just say I don't know all of the different things that IP has been used for. So if we say something and it already exists, throw it in our Discord. We'd love to talk about it with you.
That's funny because I was going to say The Witcher, and I know there's a Witcher RPG out there, and me and Rio have both read it, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's like famously something.
Yeah, it's something. bad, I would say.
It's famously bad.
It's famously bad. So I would make a new Witcher RPG. That's what I would do.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, this, everyone at this table that we're talking at has expressed how everything is anime. I would love a TTRPG that's sort of like build your own anime sort of game.
Oh, I have that book.
I was gonna say
it's called Anime 5e. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Wanna...
So I was thinking, like, I would love something where it could be like, okay, you're interested in anime tropes, like, go by genre. And like,
there's
say,
also
like, okay, I want to make a Cowboy Bebop version of this. You know what I mean? And I'm going to use whatever tools in this anime book to build out a Cowboy Bebop game,
Bessem, Big Eyes, Small Mouths. It's been going on. It has a second edition now and an expansion. So that is available for you as well.
All right, everyone got my ass about there already being the anime TTRPG stuff out there. So I'm going to be more specific. What about, I think one that would work really well, and it means a lot to me, is Neon Genesis Evangelion, because it's a Monster of the Week style show. So it's like one big crazy monster each week comes and attacks Nerve Central, and you go out in robots and try to stop it. And then there's a bunch of machinations that happen. I think it would be a hard thing to run because that show is split between these intense action scenes of giant robots fighting giant monsters, which is fun and stuff to do. And then the other half is like the political machinations and the psychological horror of these children forced to be giant robot pilots. And so I think that, like, you would have two different parts of the game, one being the downtime stuff that is maybe developing the relationship or the mystery of the center, and then the rest of it being actually fighting these crazy boss fights.
So can I piggyback on that?
Yeah.
Well, Shade, did you have something to say about
Shade's
that?
about to fucking destroy me. Say it exists already.
It doesn't exist
I don't think that's
specifically, but there is something that is well fitting for it, and it's called Bliss Stage.
Okay.
But it does have, as I'm looking into this, apparently some maybe some uncomfortable stuff in it. So
that could
maybe not that
track. But Franco, you actually ran something. I wasn't part of this. It's my biggest regret.
Rio was gonna say something.
No, I have a piggyback.
Oh yeah, piggyback. Yeah, piggyback onto this.
Jesus. Noragami, I believe is the name of the anime.
Oh shit, that would be amazing.
So that kind of fits the same thing, is that you have these monster fights that you would do with your deity character, but also you would have the downtime, like, interpersonal relationships with your magical items. Because, like, you'd have to, like, oh, okay, let me make sure
the magical items are people.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. If you don't know Noragami, a soul can be turned into, I don't know what they're called. Regalia.
Yep.
And then used to fight demons to protect mankind.
That could be a fun death mechanic too. Is that you become a regalia for a new character or something?
Oh, you know what?
Right, your old character, same as the new.
Yeah,
you're all regalia. You're all just well, actually, like, gods can in the game. Gods can have multiple regalia. So what you could do is, like, your team could be the regalia of one god, and so, like, the god is sort of like an NPC type character.
Yeah, right.
And you're all.
Oh, that's right, because in the anime, Yato does talk to his sword and goes, "All right, I really need you to focus up and be sharp."
To fucking
focus
up,
that's
dude.
One player makes an attack roll, another player makes a con save to make sure that they hold their weapon form.
For
the attack,
or a different system. Not.
I'm gonna piggy off of Rio's piggyback, which is
piggy off me.
I'm a little piggy. I have one of my greatest regrets in this friend group is that I was not there when Franco ran a rather infamous schoolgirl anime session. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What you did?
Yeah,
what it was?
Yeah. So there's this game called Schoolgirl RPG, and it's sort of like a mishmash of different anime genres that are mostly related to, like, okay, like, you're in, like, a slice of life high school scenario, but also there's, like, you're, like, fucking weird or whatever. Like, there's all these, like, crazy tables and stuff that you can roll on to have, like, different, like, things or whatever. And I didn't like the system, but it was great for all the tables. Like I didn't like how the system worked. There was like multiplication involved, which is I think a reason that people really bounce off of the Witcher RPG as well. So if you're going to design an RPG, don't put multiplication or division in it.
Yeah,
that's my hot tip. But
whatever your IP is, your IP should not be math, algebra.
But
this is gonna be real awkward.
My IP that I'm thinking about is math.
Is the multiplication table.
But it was pretty fun. Like I just made this sort of like, pastiche anime world thing or whatever. And then yeah, everybody just kind of like did things. I put like little monsters in it. I put, quests or whatever and stuff like that. We only played it for a couple sessions, but it was pretty neat. I kind of improvised I designed like a more sort of PBTA style system for it, for like the gameplay and stuff. And I made like different playbooks and stuff for the different like types that you could be. Like one of them was like an Esper, which is like sort of like a psychic psionic type or whatever. Or like there was what was the one? It was like a magical girl, kind of like a Sailor Moon style.
I think that was Rebecca who played that one. Yeah.
And so it was cool. It was fun.
So I've embarrassed myself talking about all of the things that I love. Now, what about the rest of you? Do you have an IP that you would be like, oh my God, I would buy this book day one?
Beast Wars. Beast Wars, the Transformers. I have no doubt there's a Transformers RPG out there, but doesn't cover the Beast Wars.
Dear listener, we're all chatting, and I just see Shade immediately after Rio says Beast War. Like the screen starts shaking as he's typing ferociously.
I'm like, I don't remember what the name of it is, and it is literally just Transformers role playing game.
That's amazing.
But
how about this one, Shade?
I do recall that it did not. It was like a 5e hack, if memory serves, and based on what I'm seeing here, people definitely have some issues with it.
No 5e hacks. Make up your own system, coward. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want. So mine. How about this one, Shade? Try to Google this one, see if you can find it. Sideways.
Sideways,
Fuck yes.
the movie
yes.
Sideways.
This is what I'm talking about.
The Paul Giamatti
100% into this.
Yeah. It's like
hold on.
Every time you can insult Merlot, you get advantage on a roll or something.
What is this advantage? This is like
I'm
storytelling game.
Shit. It has been 30 years since I've seen Sideways, so
30
please help.
years.
I mean, it came out 30 years ago. I don't remember how fucking long ago. And I saw it as a child.
I saw this wine movie about men wanting to get out of their long-term relationships.
100% in my wheelhouse when I was a kid, man. I don't know. I'm into this. I think while there is not an official Sideways RPG, we can definitely find something that fits.
That's like close enough.
Yeah. Okay. What's the synopsis of Sideways? So the guy's going through a divorce, right?
You roll on a table for a midlife crisis.
Yeah, that's so good.
Pretty much. So I think
this is like a one pager. I think this has got to be like a Honey Heist type.
I was gonna say I think Honey Heist or You Awaken in a Strange Place are both great fits for this.
Yeah. Something like that.
And it could be like what
Wine
sort
heist.
of like weird place are you going, like what weird hobby place? Instead of a winery, it can be like all different things that you roll on a table for, and like things that you have to have really strong opinions about.
No, this is the Sideways RPG.
Okay,
Nick.
so it's just wine.
Sideways.
I'm obsessed with Sideways, a movie I haven't seen in 30 years.
You could have a list of wines that like your character feels really passionately one way or another about.
I desperately want to play this. It
would be amazing.
I really think this would be fun. Yeah.
Who plays
Franco, write that.
Who plays the random women
it.
that you sort of happen upon in the plot of Sideways that are like the actual like meat of the story rather than just, hey, we're at a winery.
I think each of the players are a different aspect of Paul Giamatti's like Bluebeard, like the TTRPG Bluebeard. Yeah, you know this one?
You're doing like
Like you're different. In Bluebeard, you're different aspects of the bride's personality.
Yeah.
It would be like that. You would be like a Paul Giamatti, different aspects of Paul Giamatti's personality. And then like on a like, you know, sort of at the end of like a Honey Heist or whatever, when you get down to, what are the two like stats? So it'd be like wine and depression.
Wine and depression. I think depression is like.
I feel like depression's too linked to wine though.
So that yes, you're right though. So depression is essentially your HP, and you have like a minute where if you dip below the threshold that you set, like the 0 line, it's fine, but you have to like you go into a real rage-filled depravity kind of minute.
Oh yeah, crash
where you
out.
can like you crash out. And you can rise back above that 0 threshold. But if you don't succeed in your crash out, then
your two stats are depression and live, laugh, love.
Yes. Yeah.
I was going to say rage.
I mean, yeah, rage is really more accurate to the...
I really got to, I want to write this TTRPG without rewatching Sideways, because I also haven't watched it since I was a child.
I see, that's
when
the
did
thing.
This come out? How old was I when I watched
watching
Sideways?
this as a kid?
Hey man, you're slightly younger than us. I think that I think that you were just.
I was goo guying.
But you had internet as a child.
It came out in
That's
2004.
a huge assumption, Shade. That's a huge assumption.
I'm just saying, like, Google...
the internet existed when you were a child.
Yeah.
So me and Shade would have been 16.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was 10 years off. It was 20 years ago, 22 years ago.
This is over half our lives ago.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so this is fun. Oh
God,
I wish we hadn't buried. Huh?
So when Sideways came out, you were 16, but I was of drinking age.
Oh my God.
You were drinking Merlot. God, if no one has seen Sideways, they're going to be like, why the fuck is Nick just talking about Merlot constantly?
It's like the one thing in that movie. Yeah. Honestly, Nick knows, I feel so
Nick
bad.
knows one wine, and it is Merlot.
I legitimately forgot about like all the romantic's the wrong word, but all the more sexual aspects of that movie, and I was like, oh fuck, right, yeah.
because teenage Shade was like, I'm just in it to learn about wine.
I was there for the depression and the like. That's what I was there for.
Listen, there was like a full frontal nudity scene in it. That's like the only thing I remember about this movie.
Super don't recall that at all.
All right, what other IPs?
It's very jarring.
What other IPs do you guys want to
I can't believe we buried this like incredible idea that we came up with of the Sideways RPG in this episode.
No, Nick's gonna make it. It's gonna be another episode
it's gonna
later.
have to be the
Sideways RPG right up.
Building a system. Yeah. We make the Sideways TTRPG.
It's in here somewhere.
I bet the license is not that expensive.
Oh man. Fuck. Okay.
Shade, you know how much fun it would be to be at a con in the booth for Sideways, the TTRPG? Like, the people who would come up to you and talk to you would be the strangest, most awesome people in the entire world.
You just have like a cardboard cutout of Paul Giamatti.
We're like, meet Paul Giamatti. No, we're not actually. He's not here. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, you might meet him sometime. I don't know.
meet Paul Giamatti in your own game, sort of thing, like in small print. Mm-hmm. All right, Sideways, the TTRPG.
The book comes with a cameo voucher from Paul Giamatti.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, we get him in on the marketing. Guys, what are we doing? Let's stop this stupid podcast. Let's fucking start writing.
My Best Friend's Wedding. It's another Paul Giamatti movie. Technically, he's in it.
Yeah. Big
that
Fat
could be another
Wedding.
IP.
Windex is a skill.
Windex. I put some Windex on it.
All right. Anyone else?
I mean,
what's the ABBA movie with that also is a wedding?
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah. Mamma Mia.
Has some. Each of you play as the potential
plays
dad.
A father.
Yeah,
nice.
Everyone plays a father. The GM is the daughter.
And you when creating, you like pull different goals. Like it's like
be a GM
on
system.
the clock tower where you pull one that's like you do not want to be the father, and you pull another one and it's like you are the father.
Just real quick,
but you don't know if you are or not.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
True.
Before we race off and make the Mamma Mia hit TTRPG, I do want to just go back to the Sideways TTRPG and just note
Perfect.
that you don't have it. You don't have a GM. You have a Giamatti.
Hell yeah! Thanks everybody. We've been Tabletopped.
Thank you, everyone.
We're
This
done.
has been another episode of Tabletopped.
I have another one. Turn Washington Spies.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
Is Giamatti in that?
No, he's not. But I was just remembering because like Giamatti played John Adams or whatever.
He did. He played John Adams. Yeah.
John Adams.
Okay.
We are.
I thought we were. I thought we were.
I want to do the Crow.
Okay.
You start off the game. Your character dies.
I don't like that. I don't like that joke.
The player character or the character of the Crow, it does die. Like that's what happens in the movie.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
You've never seen The
It's
Crow?
not about.
Oh.
It's not about his. It's not about the real actor's death. That's literally what's going on in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
for
a whole
what it's
reboot
worth-
now. That's the first one's old news.
Rio, I do need to tell you that one definitely exists. It's
What?
It's with Evil Genius Games.
What?
The Crow exists as a TTRPG.
Every single one that Rio has said has existed. That's
I'm
why I
sorry.
said Sideways.
Yeah.
Shade, what's yours?
I mean, fuck, man. I don't have a good one, and I really like
any
the
of these been
Sideways
good?
one.
Come on.
I said Sideways, dog.
I mean, Sideways is we can't beat it, Shade. You have total freedom. The best suggestion has already been made. We're all just in the gubbins together.
You know, I will say Severance. You know what? That would be fun.
That's a good one.
I would love I don't know how the fuck that would work.
You have a different. Okay, here's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a duo game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but like the it's a play by post. The GM only talks to each of the individual characters. The players only get together when they're innies or they're, and then your innies and your outies are played by different people.
That could be
honestly
fun.
It would have to be something like that. I think it's like a party game. I feel like it's like a party game.
Yeah.
And then it could be because
it's a Bronstein.
your outie could be totally fucking up stuff for the innie, but like those players can't talk to each other. You know what I mean?
Right. And like there is a core mystery that bridges your worlds. And you're both trying to kind of like solve towards that mystery.
Fuck, this is a great idea.
Oh man, that actually would be a lot of fucking fun.
How do you do it?
I don't.
How do we make it work?
Play by post is almost the only way it can work.
I also think that it's a 2-table game. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
2 separate tables.
You're basically playing 2 different systems.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yes. This is okay. Fuck! I'm canceling the games that I've been running, and we're doing this now.
Shade, write this game.
Oh no!
Monday nights are the indies. Yes,
you already have 2 tables.
I have 2 tables. Monday nights, or no, we're canceling the Waterdeep game and the Coyote game. We'll keep the Monday night game.
Okay.
Waterdeep is the innies, and the Coyote game is the outies. This is what I'm doing with the rest of my life. Goodbye, everyone.
I think that fucking rules. I was also thinking that basically like a Parks and Rec or some other sort of like group ensemble comedy could be very fun. Like the monster of the week or like whatever difficulty you're going up.
Oh, I'm sorry. That already exists. I can.
Sorry, that tickled me more than it should have.
I'm sorry.
Oh god. But it would just be like at the end of each thing, like that you all have to like prepare by doing random things for like a town meeting that's happening at the end of the session where a vote is going to happen, and you're trying to persuade as many of the crazy people of the town to sort of join your side on whatever issue it is. And I think that could be like kind of a funny little, town game, I guess.
Your goal is to dig a pit.
Yeah. Listen, we already have a pit, but we need another one.
No, in this game, you're the town hall that made the pit for the series. The game was a prologue. You see, levels,
I love
layers.
That. I love that.
That's very fun.
All right, everyone. This has been another episode of Tabletop.
Of Sideways.
Yeah, of Sideways, the TTRPG. Oh my God, guys, we have been asked to do an actual play just to show people.
Christ. Should
we make and then play Sideways, the movie, the game? You know what I mean?
Maybe the movie, the game.
Maybe.
It's fair. I think it's fair use because it's parody. So
yeah.
We'll call it horizontal instead of sideways.
Okay.
Can we
horizontal? A game based on Sideways, the movie, the game.
Oh no, guys!
Written by people who haven't watched Sideways in 20 years.
We could do a link. Tabletopped presents Bottoms Up, and then we have the two directionals playing against each other.
Let me top you off. Bottoms up.
Oh my God.
Tabletop.
All right, fuck it.
Hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and be that stick in the mud. I didn't want to say it because Rio stole my thunder, but yeah, the Office RPG kind of exists.
Everyone can go fuck themselves. I'm ending this. I'm ending this session. All right, everyone. If you're interested in the stuff we talked about, we would love to talk more about things you're interested in. So either via our website, tabletoppod.com, or our Discord, which you can also get through our website. Both of those are great ways to contact us. We have a contact form, or you can just post to one of our channels. We love talking about things that you're interested in. Thank you so much to Jason for sending in this little question. I had a blast talking about it, and thank you to Vahid from Dice Legends for sending in that module for us to take a look at. Everybody, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.